We are rolling whenever you want to hit it. 21.
Hold on, I don't know what order I want to go in.
You didn't do a check on all of us. Or were you checking us?
Go ahead, you do a check, Eric.
Check.
All right, you're muted. That's good.
Perfect. Checks out.
Nothing. That's very good.
That checks out.
What smells like good food down here?
Chili.
Eric's cooking chili.
Nice.
On a griddle.
Brian had a every plate meal for us that he wasn't going to use. Sorry.
Whenever you're ready, Eric.
I'm ready.
Most of the time we can't get him to talk, and now
we can't get him to shut up.
All right. Sorry.
Well, hello.
Hello?
Here we are. Episode 21, down the Cheezehole.
21.
We can drink on
We're
the
finally
job now.
legal. We had that conversation.
And smoke.
And smoke.
We can buy a pack of smokes and have a beer with them.
All right.
It's very Wisconsin.
Is that what we're doing this episode?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Wisconsin, have smokes, and drink beer.
All right.
God, that'd be sweet.
Would it?
Yeah.
I don't know that smoking a cigarette is a
The
turn on.
beer,
to me.
I guess, was where you had me. You
There's-
had me at alcohol.
There's another podcast called like Wisconsin's Drunken History, where they do drink and talk about a beer at the same time as they talk about something historical, and then they kind of critique the beer, which would be right up Eric's alley if he wasn't. Are you on or off the wagon if you're not drinking?
I always get those mixed up.
You're on the wagon.
If you're not drinking,
Yeah, because if you fall
Right.
off
off
the
the
wagon,
wagon,
that means
you're drinking again.
Because I think that came from I think it was like like rehab places in the medieval
You're
days or
drinking
whatever would go
water.
around and they would collect the drunks. So if you had wanted to go with them to get clean,
Cool.
you'd jump on the wagon
wagon.
to go with them.
So it also works.
Sounds like a nice ride to the bar to me.
if you think about it, like you're okay to drive, you'd be on the wagon.
Oh, that makes sense too.
You're sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, if Eric weren't
Yeah.
if Eric weren't off the wagon,
If he,
on the wagon.
Yeah.
He's on the wagon.
I'm on the wagon.
If Eric weren't on the wagon, Eric knows the most
Yes.
amount about beer.
Really?
Anybody I've ever met.
Although he's trying to replace his beer knowledge with 3D printing knowledge as of late.
He's got to push one out to get the other. So.
Yeah.
Not enough space in his brain.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah, I can barely fit anything else.
Well, and ice cream though. I heard you.
Oh,
were in
ice
on
cream,
that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, that helps the dairy industry.
But
around here.
only peanut butter cup. That's it.
I didn't know you were a beer connoisseur.
A beer
For-
connoisseur is
former.
an understatement.
Former.
It's almost to the point of
Annoyance?
you just
A problem.
Yeah, like you just tune him out.
I like hams.
Congrats.
Thanks.
So there was a deer that ran through a nursing home.
Nice segue.
Yeah, I just moved right into that. I figured we had already lost the majority of our. Well, I got it. Well, hold on. I'm gonna go backwards.
Okay.
So the reason I started to talk about Wisconsin drunken history.
Yeah.
Is it's a podcast I listen to.
Okay.
And
It's not as good as ours.
well, there's no podcast as good as ours about Wisconsin. But that's where you and I had a conversation about how do podcasts move up the rankings to get people to listen to them. Mm-hmm. And we have not been able to wrap our head around that.
No.
So we're just going to hope that the few people we have who listen tell other people about us.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends
Yeah.
more than
I
anything.
mean, we're plugging the Wisconsin drunken history. Maybe they can do the same for us.
I don't think they're listening to us.
Oh, damn.
But good try.
Yeah.
Great try.
So anyway, if you're listening to us and you enjoy us,
Yep.
tell others, damn it.
Pass us around.
Even if you don't enjoy us,
Take one down,
give
pass it
someone else
around.
the chance to.
Yeah. Anyway, so a deer ran through a nursing home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
The
coming in hot.
the photo associated with this article cracks me right up. The deer just looks absolutely terrified, and it's like skidding out, going around a corner of the
Yeah.
hallway.
It's like the surveillance.
Where was
photo.
this? Was it Eau Claire, I think, or something like that?
This says Wausau Police Department.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, how did it get in?
It crashed through a window.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did it, well, I'm guessing, like, the reflection, like bird style, like the reflection looked like the woods, and you're like, damn!
Yeah.
Too late to put on the brakes?
Yeah, probably.
Uh,
Speaking of, are we done with that one?
Well, I was just at the end
ahead.
of this article. It says that the officer who made the arrest of the deer was a football player for UW Stevens Point.
Nice.
So it had helped him make the tackle.
Nice.
Well, the officer who made the arrest was intended to be sarcasm?
Uh-huh.
Or is it poor journalism like we've
I think that was just an Andy comment.
No, that's at the bottom of this. It says, seeing how Officer Carlin led a previous life as an elite football athlete, will give the nod to UW Stevens Point football for helping him ready to tackle
Oh,
this
so that,
call.
I call that good journalism the way they wrote
Yeah,
that
they
out.
didn't say
They-
arrest.
yeah, they were trying
And
to
the
be.
Alouettes from the CFL.
Yeah, he played in the CFL.
Wow.
Cool. Well, I mean, speaking of animals and the reflections, like you were saying, I actually did just receive a Snapchat earlier this morning from my wife that there's a tom turkey standing on her deck just sitting there pecking the patio door.
Yeah, 'tis the season. That's what they
Real
do.
smart.
They want
real
in?
smart.
This time
See
of
the
year. No,
reflection.
they fight
Oh.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really smart animal.
They do it this time of year all the time.
Yeah.
Robins do that same thing, and
Yeah,
they make
cardinals.
a nasty mess on your windows.
Yeah. Yeah. Not smart.
So you had turkeys at your windows, huh?
Yeah, it just sits on the patio, right on the deck, and just pecks the patio door.
I know how you can stop that.
Me too. Wasn't there like a wild turkey that?
Yeah, I was hoping that.
I don't know where we were going.
Well, I was trying to transition you into that story because there's other stories about how a wild turkey flew through the UW Eau Claire.
That's where I was going, but I can't read this because the print is too small.
Oh my gosh!
It's probably the same thing. Probably saw its reflection, but yeah, it says UW Eau Claire police.
Oh, that was where I had Eau Claire.
Yeah, that's where you had Eau Claire.
Yeah.
They were contacted for a report of a large bird that had flown through a second-floor window on the north side of the hall. Custodians told officials the turkey was contained within an office.
It lived?
And was still alive. When officials got to the room, they noted the turkey was deceased.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they
It
noted
had
the scent.
succumbed
They
to its
noted the
injury.
scent of a deep fryer,
It had
And
succumbed
Janitor
to its
Bill was
injury.
in there.
and the turkey was gone.
Yep.
They smelled stovetop stuffing and noted the turkey was nowhere to be found.
So 'tis the season for dumb animals, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. Since we're talking about stupidity, how about they figured out? Did we cover the story about that tree that got sawn down? Did we cover this?
We did not.
I thought we did.
Tree that got some. We've talked about
Wasn't
Christmas
it
tree
at
prices.
UW that tree got? I thought we talked about it. Maybe we didn't. But there was a tree that got sawn down. I thought it was at the UW.
I don't think we talked about this.
Okay. Well, there was a tree that got sawn
Okay,
down.
all right.
We are struggling with this. Should we start over?
I like it.
There was a tree that was sawn down.
'Kay.
That they figured out. They sleuthed out that it was for like a fraternity.
Pledge. It says a fraternity pledge.
Yeah. So, okay. Wow. These
Well,
are.
the estimated cost of the stolen tree and damage caused to nearby trees was $13,000.
Yeah, it wasn't. I swear we talked about this. It was some
No.
rare pine tree.
So it cost
think so.
the damages were $13,000, and there was 3 students that were involved, and they were each fined $200.
Was this at UW?
Yep.
Yeah, doesn't quite make up for that 13.
Well, they're probably going to have to pay the restitution too, or no?
I don't. Doesn't say anything about that.
This is a 25-foot Algonquin pillar Swiss mountain pine. That's, yeah.
fancy tree. Wonder what that would go for in New York.
Doesn't sound native.
The tree was planted in
Sure doesn't.
the tree was planted in 1988.
And they cut that sucker down.
Yeah, for a pledge. Hope they got in.
Well, what was the pledge? Like, find a really nice tree?
It doesn't even look that nice.
No, it doesn't.
It's
That
scraggly
looks
and
like those.
shitty.
Yeah, those ones that die from the bottom up.
Yeah.
You're glad it's gone.
Yeah.
It does look crappy. How did they saw it down? I can't imagine college
Looks like a
students.
pretty nice cut.
It looks like a chainsaw
It
cut.
really
That's what
does.
I'm thinking. Those had to be northern boys.
It's even got the wedge that they
Yeah,
leaned
they
that
knew where they wanted it to fall.
Uh-huh.
Those had to be northern boys.
had to be.
There's no way that those kids were from southern Wisconsin.
Well,
They-
then it says that there was a tree next to it, a some sort of pine, where 12 feet was cut off the top of it, just the top. And they asked the kids about that, and they said, "We have no idea what happened to that tree."
Well, I'm sure. Yeah.
That's funny. That was someone else.
yeah,
That was a
Different
sorority.
That was a different
yeah.
group. Well, speaking of college kids, if they get vaccinated, they could get free beer from Leinenkugels.
Ooh.
If
Just
I
for
were-
college kids, though, or is this for everybody?
No, it's for everybody.
Oh, okay.
But you
Wasn't
have to
it-
go to
it
the
was,
Liney Lodge to
the-
get it. It's
the
only like
first 1,867.
because
Because that's when
1867
they
is when they started.
See, that's not fair to me because it's not open. The vaccines aren't open to folk like myself.
I'm gonna go get it today.
You're going to the Lion
I'm
Lodge
off the
today?
wagon just to go to Liney's.
Yeah.
Well, you got to go all the way to Chippewa Falls to get your free beer. That's the only
It's
pisser.
almost worth it.
Is it?
Almost.
Have you guys ever been to the Liney Lodge?
Yeah, we were there quite a few years ago. We went there. That's
You're
pretty cool.
supposed to act like I don't know that. That's the whole point of the
Oh.
podcast. When I pose a question like that, you're
My
like,
bad.
"Oh yeah, I've
Ah.
been there," and then you just looked at me like,
You
"Yeah,
knew that,
dipshit, I told
dummy."
you." Yeah.
Well-
Remember we talked about this.
Well, you know his memory. He probably forgot.
I seriously am so ready to bail on this episode. I can't even tell you.
I have
Bring
not.
in Karen and let's just put an end to this.
I have not been to the Liney's Lodge.
It's cool. I don't know what it's like in the COVID era, but I enjoyed it.
Didn't they just recently open back up?
I think they did just open back up.
Or I think they were doing tours just outside or something weird.
I think
Which
they were
wouldn't be
serving
wor-
beer
wouldn't be
outside
worth
even,
it.
weren't they?
Maybe.
Well, the lodge itself isn't anything. It's just a big
store.
tourist trap
Yeah.
full of Liney's merch.
I do remember they had the cards where you like all the different recipes of trying. You
can mix
the
different-
mix the different beers.
Oh,
You
that's
can mix like a berry vice with a whatever.
Are you guys shandy fans, like the sweeter beers? You know, I mean, like the first one, Summer Shandy. I enjoy that on a hot summer day. But then they came out with like all those other ones, and it just gets overwhelming to me.
I only
Some
like
of
the
them,
summer
that's
shandy.
how I am.
Some of them are okay. I like that. There's the grapefruit one was pretty good.
The orange shandy is one of my favorite beers.
Really?
Really? I remember you saying that actually.
I love the orange shandy.
Really? I
Do
don't
they
know
even
if
make
I-
that still?
It's a limited thing. It was out last summer, but not the summer before. I don't know if it's coming out this year or not, but it's a
I
limited
can't
thing.
remember. I couldn't tell you if I've had one or not.
I had it and I didn't care for it, but maybe I'll give it a second try.
I love the orange.
There was one that was absolutely disgusting. I'm trying to remember if it
What
was
are the
like
what's the name of those
ginger-
beers that
Oh, yeah,
are
I didn't like that one either, the
that are
ginger
typically
one.
grapefruit?
like a Radler?
Yeah, Radler. Is it D? Radler?
Yeah.
Radler with a D.
Yeah,
which
I
is-
like those Radlers.
Which is really similar to like what like the shandies are.
but they're aren't they like typically grapefruit or orange?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I love those Radlers. So I remember trying that orange one, but it wasn't my favorite.
Interesting. I'm kind of a summer shandy and leave it type of guy. I'm pretty
Summer
I'm pretty
shandy,
basic and easy
summer,
on beer.
Summer shandy season is the best.
Well,
It
I
is.
like how
I
summer
agree.
shandy season is now. Spring shandy, summer shandy,
It's-
and
yeah, you
fall
can get it now.
shandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much year round.
Well, on their website they only have 2 now.
But I will say I do like being able to get it this time of year because like when it's March and the sun's
Yeah,
out and it's turning
game
spring,
on. That's
like,
when you
I
feel like.
I want a margarita. I want a summer
Agree,
shandy. I want
agree.
to welcome that stuff.
Yeah.
What are the two shandies?
They only have summer shandy and grapefruit right now on their website. But I imagine that they usually do that like the seasonal thing where they try something different.
Man,
But
now
that
I'm
ginger
jonesing
one
for a
was
shandy.
nasty.
Cool.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
off the wagon soon because we're talking about beer.
Yep, he's yep. He's salivating over there.
Really had to twist your arm on that one, huh? Just to have a general discussion about it.
Yeah.
Eric's screw it. I'll have one.
Well, since she just came down, why don't we invite Karen over right away?
Sure.
Hey, Karen.
Welcome, Karen.
I typically don't pick a fast food place unless there's some correlation to, like I picked Chick-fil-A because we
talked about the Chick-fil-A.
right.
Yeah.
But there's a serious lack of restaurants in River Falls, which we talked about last week,
Okay.
that aren't like fast food or chains.
Really?
So, yeah. And I felt Culver's was very Wisconsin, so that's why I went Culver's. 4.4 reviews, which is great, or 4.4 stars out of 263 reviews, except for this Karen.
We ordered double butter burger. My husband ordered and specified lettuce, onion, and tomato. Duh, with his request, he just got plain double cheeseburger. Didn't get his order. I called to state what he ordered. Do you think they'd work with you? No. They said order a deluxe. How are you supposed to understand it? So watch out if you get the wrong order. Oh, you can get free custard. Really? Watch out if you don't understand the lingo like us. Hate to break your bubble. Just a warning.
Wow.
Very.
How are you supposed to understand it is the right question to ask.
She
Very
added
Karen.
some words to make it easier to understand.
Yeah,
Like,
you have to read this one for yourself because she spoke in text language like
Yeah.
the letter U instead of you. There's a lot of capitalization. The best part of this review, unfortunately, is what people can't see. It's how she wrote it.
Yeah. Very little punctuation.
Very little punctuation. Yeah.
I added some punctuation to this and some words
Really?
because it was completely
Oh.
non-understandable. Not much.
And it's funny because she's complaining about not understanding.
that was the irony.
Very ironic.
That was the irony in the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like 3/4 of this thing switched to all caps. Then it just really gets.
Yeah.
Hate to break your bubble, just a warning. What bubble is she bursting?
That one where if I don't get my lettuce and tomato.
Oh, sure. Everyone has that.
I like the duh.
What's the? You can get free custard? Really? What
Because
is that?
I'm guessing that was their make good. She called and complained and said, my husband ordered a butter burger with tomato and lettuce and it came plain. And they were probably like, oh. Big sigh, like,
Yeah, here we go again.
yeah, here we go. How about we give you a free custard next time you come in?
Seems like a pretty sweet deal. to
No
me.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would complain that I didn't get lettuce and tomato every time.
Yeah, well, it wasn't good enough for this Karen.
Nope. You know who else it wouldn't be good enough for?
Who's that?
Barry Alvarez.
Oh,
You love my segments on this one, don't you?
Your segues, yeah.
Yeah, segways. Sorry, I thought a Segway was a two-wheeled thing you drove around.
It is both, yeah.
Yeah, and a segment is a small piece of that. Barry Alvarez is retiring.
Yeah, he's been there a long time.
He's been
feel
a
like Barry
Wisconsin
Alvarez
fixture.
retired years ago.
Well, from coaching.
He was, yeah. But then he's been the athletic director over there.
Yeah, how old is he? Did it say?
74.
74.
Yeah, Wisconsin fixture. I think he
Yeah.
came from Florida. Where did he come from before he was at Wisconsin?
I feel like this is an Eric type of question.
Yeah, Eric could figure that out.
I thought he would know that.
He was a linebacker coach and a defensive coordinator of Notre Dame
Oh, Notre Dame.
before Wisconsin.
So he got hired at the Badgers in 1990, and the last 4 years combined before that 1990, they had a combined 9 wins over those 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
His first year they went 1-10, and then 3 years later they went 10-1 and won the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, it's game on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a stud.
They only missed a bowl game twice since that 93 season.
So what is his whole history? Like, he was at Notre Dame, that's the only place he ever was? Like, how...
No, he was at Iowa as a linebackers coach before that.
So he really wasn't like anything other than an assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, at nice big schools, but he never had a track record. So that was
That was his first head coaching job.
He was
an
he was
impressive
a high
hire.
school coach for looks like about 8 years prior to Iowa, and then he was then Iowa, Notre Dame, Wisconsin.
From high school to Iowa, huh?
Yeah.
Did he play in football professionally or collegiately?
I think his family actually lives in, because doesn't his one kid play for UW? Isn't he a tight end?
Was
His
it-
grandson,
was
rather?
His grandson, I
his
think.
grandson.
Yeah, I didn't mean kid.
I don't think I don't know. Different last name though.
His grandson. Well, yeah, it's his wife, his daughter's kid, right?
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. He's from Pennsylvania. I don't.
Pennsylvania football hub.
Playing career says Nebraska linebacker.
After he took over as AD, Wisconsin athletic teams have won 16 national championships.
Yeah, he's tough to replace. He's got to be hard to replace.
Yeah.
He's put a lot of Wisconsin athletics on the map.
Yeah.
Well, good career. Deserves
Well,
to retire.
before he retires, I hope he fires Greg Gard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all agree on that.
Since we're on UW athletics, we talked last week about Cole Caulfield.
And,
He went immediately to go play for the Canadians. They signed him to. So I've been reading about him all week, and he signed a contract. I think like year one is called like $700,000. Not that that's not a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I was thinking for the kid that was the leading scorer in the nation at the collegiate level and a number one draft pick, that money doesn't compare to like baseball or football or things like that.
Not even close.
So I was thinking, wow, that is not a great contract, which I thought was weird. But then just last night I read an article saying like, holy balls, did they pay this kid? There was an
So
article.
It is a lot in hockey.
Yeah, there was an article in a Canadian newspaper that took the exact opposite angle, saying like, wow, this kid better pan out because holy crap, are we paying him? And then that same article went on to say that until he gets on the roster of the Canadians, he plays in like a junior team, and he only makes like $70,000 a year. So he has incentive to light it up in the juniors, get on that NHL roster, then make his $700,000. But weird how hockey pay doesn't equate to. I'm guessing because they don't have the revenue from TV
they don't
and
get
everything
they
else.
don't get the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like I mean, I was just looking up Sidney Crosby, who's probably one of the more famous players. And he has signed a 12-year, $104 million contract, which he's like
That's
one of the
nothing.
biggest stars,
Yeah.
and it's like just over, just under $9 million a season. So
Yeah.
compared to like.
Well, baseball and
yeah,
NBA,
like
all those contracts
guys-
now.
yeah,
Even
those-
now NFL too.
Well, yeah, I
Right,
just
the
saw
Mets.
what Aaron Rodgers is 30 next year. He gets like 34 mil or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
in a year.
And what did Giannis sign? Like
Yeah.
the max, which is like works out to like 35 or 37.
Yeah.
a year.
A year.
Yeah.
A year.
That's
$35
So yeah, it's just
million
insane
a
though.
year.
Like the superstars from the NHL, just money wise, don't compare.
You can't even fathom.
What do they
that
play
much
in an
money.
NHL season? Like 60 some games. Right around
Oh,
60.
I thought it was like 90 something.
Is it?
Let's look.
I thought it was 60-some games.
Just
Maybe
think
it is a
about that
90.
sum of money. Like, I get pumped when I win $80 in the shake of the day at the local tavern. You know, I mean,
It's all relative.
I'm thrilled about that.
It's all, and again, that's why I started this with saying like he's
Eight-
only getting 700 grand.
82 in a season.
82 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's only getting $700,000.
That's
So he was drafted. We talked about this last time, but he was drafted in the 2019 NHL draft.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He was picked number 15, and so now that he's done with college, he's going
Right.
to sign his contract. So that's a little different too. I mean, with NFL, those things happen at the same time. You
Right.
get drafted, you sign your contract, you play.
right.
So
They're kind of more in line.
Baseball's
with,
a little different,
They're kind of
too.
more in line with how baseball
Yeah.
works. Like you can get drafted
Yep.
When you're
early.
15.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or you can get drafted multiple times. Because they have like a finite amount of time before they
Yeah.
can.
yeah.
I always find it cool to hear like how many football players were drafted in the
Right.
majors all the time. It's like, yeah, he was drafted number 22 overall or something by the Yankees, but he's coming here to play football. It's like, oh, okay.
Right.
That's kinda
it's
sweet.
weird.
Yeah. Well, but the Badgers, he didn't finish off his season very well. They lost to
Yeah.
Bemidji State in the first round of the tournament, so that was kind of a bummer.
Unfortunately, that's another UW coach that needs to go bye-bye.
I don't know anything about their coach.
He's got the right last name. He played for UW.
Yep. And he played with Wayne Gretzky at the with
Yeah,
the
and
Kings.
he played professionally, but he hasn't had a winning record. I think this is either his 5th or 6th season.
Tony Granado.
Yeah, so he needs to probably say sayonara, and they need to figure that out because Wisconsin, in my opinion, should have a rich hockey tradition,
Yeah, but it
and,
should.
and
Yeah.
they're failing right now. Especially they were a number
2016.
1 seed and they lost to the Beavers. Right,
Yep.
funny.
Oh, sorry.
There's a restaurant in Osseo where there was an 8-foot concrete chicken
Ooh.
outside the restaurant.
How does one steal such
Somebody
a-
It was
took it.
stolen.
How do you steal an 8-foot concrete chicken?
That's why I had
No
to
way.
include this.
You can't do it quietly.
You
'cause
can't
need
do
heavy
it quickly.
machine- No.
You can't do it with any cue word.
No.
Quietly or quickly.
No.
Or
Yeah, someone came in with a forklift or something.
But
Yeah.
still, that's. I mean,
and where do you put it?
well,
Yeah. How is it missing?
Where does it go?
the owner's
8 foot
upset.
tall chicken.
He's offering a $1,000 reward to anyone who brings his chicken back.
You think it's those same kids who cut that tree
wasn't
down?
Wasn't it also like a free meal? Wasn't it like the money and a free meal?
Yeah, $1,000 and a
Yeah.
free meal.
You know
chicken.
what that's going to turn into? The $1,000 in the free meal.
What's that?
The next Karen review.
Uh-huh.
I found a chicken, and all I got was this
$1,000?
lousy $1,000 reward and a free meal, and the chicken was crispy and got lodged in my throat.
Yeah, this thing was cemented into the ground at the Osseo
So
family
they had to
restaurant.
dig it out even.
According to witness testimonies, 2 men were seen with a truck and an enclosed trailer near the statue before it went missing. And then the owner says, "My initial reaction was, all right, which one of these high school kids out here has been giving me grief lately?" I told the cops I'm not pressing charges. He said so many people message him on Facebook, doesn't even know where they are, pictures of them and their kids with the rooster from years ago, and people saying they love it and want it back. And now, where did it go?
Well, it is funny, and that's the first thing I would have thought is like a high school kid. Where's Osseo? Is Osseo Fairchild?
Osseo
Where
Fairchild.
is it?
That's over in the Eau Claire area, isn't it?
Yeah, that sounds right. Oh, since we're talking about Osseo Fairchild and Eau Claire and different towns, we did that high school mascot
Yeah.
deal last week.
Yep.
Well, one of our faithful listeners
Yeah.
challenged me. He wants to come on air, and he claims he knows every
Oh, boy.
single high school mascot that hasn't been renamed recently, whatever that means. So it means probably like a former Indians or something like that. He claims he knows every single Wisconsin high school mascot.
So you can name
I
a
don't
high
buy
school
it.
and he'd be like,
And he so I think we need to get him on the
I
air
absolutely agree.
and we each
Yeah.
write down 2 and then we peg
and
him.
And I don't think we give him multiple choice either. I think we
No.
say, Osseo Fairchild what? And,
well,
and you should be able to tell us.
Well,
And if he
that
can't-
was part of his argument. He said that he named 5 of the 7 we did last week before we even gave the
Okay.
multiple choice.
Okay.
I think it's a win-win for us. Either he gets him wrong, or we just question why he has that knowledge and where his time is spent.
who is this?
It's actually one of my brothers, one of my older brothers.
Okay, yeah, we got to bring him on.
But he claims he gets the knowledge from it, and this is a fact. The Northland Pines High School used to have, the teachers had a huge WIAA tournament bracket pool, and it was actually a lot of fun to play.
That's kind of cool.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I always played it when I was a kid as well. So our dad, who was a teacher at Northland Pines, would bring this bracket home, and we'd all fill it out. And for
I guess
whatever
that makes
reason,
sense now.
yeah.
It sticks on. Yep.
So he learned the mascots. He claims through that, but you still wouldn't learn all of them.
Yeah.
So that's the story.
It's
Yeah,
pretty big claim.
I want to
mean,
bring him on. I'm going to pick some really obscure ones. This
Well,
will be fun.
I know what locations of the state he'd struggle at, so that's the angle
There you
I
go.
would go
Cool.
because I know where he lived, I know where he lives, and I know what areas he hangs out, and then I would go like Andy's territory.
Can we bring him on and then we all get to pick like 3 high schools or something?
Do you listen to what I say?
No.
He did say that.
I just said we could bring him on and we'd each pick a couple.
Well,
of
we
schools.
thought
I was
we
reading.
thought our previous guest Jim was going to do very well with the mascots, and he was the worst out of any of us.
Well, I didn't think that you did.
I did. I thought
Oh.
that. Yeah.
You didn't think he would do well?
I knew he would not do well. No, I knew he wouldn't. Yeah.
The Osseo Fairchild, by the way, is the Thunder. No, I just talked about him, and I wasn't going to give him that one because
okay.
I said
And he would have listened this week and probably looked it up if he didn't know it. I bet you Thunder sounds like a rename to me.
could be.
Because Thunder doesn't seem like a nickname that goes way far back. Has Osseo Fairchild always been a combined school? As long as I can remember.
long as
As
I
long as I
remember,
can. No, but I'm young.
Yeah. Well, I'll be
know.
darned.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're
sounds
willing
fun.
to bring him on if he can call in and see if we can stump the buoy.
Sure.
Sure.
All right.
I'm in.
What else you got?
Wisconsin mayor. I did not read this article. Someone's going to have to take the lead on it.
Okay.
Former Wisconsin mayor pleads guilty to bank fraud.
Ooh.
The mayor of Columbus.
Oh, wow. That's a big, right outside of Madison, northeast of Madison.
Yep, between Madison and Beaver Dam.
Yep.
He was accused of fraudulently obtaining a nearly $7 million loan for a grocery store development. And pleaded guilty to it, yeah.
So wait, I'm not following. So how did he?
What I did, Your Honor, was I created a fake lease showing that there was a lease between a third-party grocery chain and the LLC that owned the grocery store building. And I used that to obtain financing from Alliant Credit Union. I knew at the time that I did that the lease was a false lease and that I did not, in fact, have a lease with the grocery store chain. So
So how did he
took that,
benefit?
Took the money and run.
No, because somebody would have to pay it back. Did the town pay? Did the city of Columbus pay it back?
I don't know. He's facing up to 30 years in prison and $1 million fine.
Zoinks!
Yep.
I don't understand what was his benefit. What am I not following?
What
on?
was his end game?
Yeah. So he created this fake lease. Did he need the money for something, and then the city of Columbus ended up paying it back?
Yeah, like you said, it had to get paid back somehow. I mean,
Yeah, because otherwise the loan would have went into default and they would have caught him right away.
Right.
My hunch, just again, I wish I had read this now that you said it to me. My guess is the city of Columbus was paying the note, and he took the funds. But what did he do with it? Nothing. He spent
It
it on.
says his company
had it.
actually defaulted on it.
Oh,
okay.
so they did default.
So he didn't get very far with this.
No,
He had a plan, but it wasn't super thought out, it sounds like.
no.
Got a few years into it. It was 2017 when he signed it.
Never
so-
mind.
I mean, that's a pretty elaborate plan. Sooner or later, they're going to notice that there's not a new grocery store going up.
Yeah.
Not if the bank's from somewhere else.
I guess.
You know?
I guess, yeah.
What the towns take loans all the time. I mean, like you take $2 million for road improvements.
Right.
Do you think the bank goes around and be like, "This isn't new blacktop"?
Go out and test drive every single new road.
I would submit that at the government level, I don't want to say it'd be easy, but it would be easier to dupe a bank for a few years before they figure out what's going on.
This bank is in Chicago, by the way. So
Oh, there you go. Yeah, they're not concerned with little old
they were
Columbus.
prime for the duping.
Prime for the dupe.
Dupe. Speaking of prime for the duping,
Yeah?
there's a Wisconsin surgeon that did a hysterectomy and then duped the paperwork. Did anybody read this?
I didn't really understand this story.
Tell us what you didn't understand so we can not understand alongside you.
Well,
Yeah,
it's a-
I'd like to be confused.
Well,
with
they're
you.
making a policy change, I guess, where you have to. They changed the surgical consent process with the University of Wisconsin to ask patients to sign consent forms on the day of the surgery, not before. Not before, after a case in which a patient's ovaries were not removed as
what?
desired during a hysterectomy.
What?
I don't know. So
So she wanted something removed and they didn't
the
do it?
policy change came in 2018, after a patient's ovaries were not taken out as requested during a 2015 surgery. The surgery was to remove her uterus, cervix, and fallopian tubes, and they left some stuff in there.
Eric, why did you want your ovaries out right away?
What did
Was
you
it-
do with your fallopian tubes?
I think he made them into earrings.
I have
Fallopian tube
nothing.
Earrings. Gross. I just grossed myself out.
it's really weird.
It's disgusting. I don't know why I said it. Too late now.
Yeah.
Can we mute that?
No.
Can you beep that entire? Can you beep the last 35 seconds?
Sure. Yep, just one long beep. Wow, he really went off there.
I sure did.
He's pissed about something.
Did he say the F-bomb again?
The doctor's name was Dr. Lick. Is that?
No, Eric.
This is a made-up.
So it
Oh,
says
Eric.
Heimlich?
Dr. J. Lick.
Well, we didn't ask. What are you guys drinking today? I didn't take one. You got a fruit
I
punch?
got a fruit punch.
Is that you said like that's one of your favorites?
No, you didn't
Oh,
have
no.
that one.
I haven't
that's
had
a
this
new one?
It's good. It's really good. Yeah.
I got a blue raspberry.
Snow cone.
That was the one that Andy said was too sweet. Do you
I
concur?
think it's very.
It tastes
it's
like
the same
snow-
amount
snow
of
cone
sugar,
syrup.
right? But it tastes really sweet,
I went with the diet cream soda.
A classic.
which I think you had last time.
Since
No,
we're
yeah,
talking,
Sour
since
Power,
we're
yeah.
talking about Jolly Good, because we just like to, because we enjoy it. Did anyone see Pepsi rolled out Peeps flavored?
Oh, that's just gross.
I love Peeps.
I hate 'em.
Oh,
no.
I
really?
love Peeps. Yeah,
You
love
might
'em.
be the only person
Stale
that
or
I've met
regular?
that likes
Bullshit, stale.
Yeah.
I am not the only person who loves.
If you're gonna eat
Peeps.
them, they have to be stale.
They
But
ca- I'll eat them either way.
Oh.
And you know what? If there's 5 in a pack, bam, I go through all 5 in a roll. And I said roll on
In a roll,
purpose
yeah.
because we'd say that because we think
Misquotes,
we're
yep.
funny. Yeah. I'll do all 5 in a roll, and then I do prefer them stale. So I'll eat because they come in like 4 rows of 5.
Yeah.
I bang out that first fresh roll.
Cut the other.
Now I keep saying roll. First fresh roll. Then I leave the other 3 and hope they're stale by the next day. Then bang those out.
disgusting.
That's
yeah.
so gross.
Yeah.
I just don't
You
like
know
them.
they missed out on a name though, calling it Peepsy.
Oh, that is I like that, Eric.
Wow.
So
That's
are
the
you-
most
are you-
clever thing you've ever said.
Oh, thank you.
No,
Yeah.
he
that
says
was great.
clever. He's good at naming.
So are
I'm
you
learning
gonna
this.
get a 12-pack of this stuff and
No, that's what I was going to say. I love Peeps, and I'm okay with cola drinks.
but you don't want to drink a peep?
No, I don't want to drink a Peep.
Now, do you like all forms of marshmallows?
No, I just like Peeps, and honestly, I
the
prefer the bunny Peeps over the chicken Peeps because the chicken Peeps asses are a little too fat. Like I don't like that much marshmallow ass.
You like the sprinkles?
I prefer the thinner bunny Peeps.
Oh, wow.
Well, I was going
Now
through.
we're body profiling.
Jesus.
I'm Peep profiling.
I mean, I hate
No,
it.
I do too.
I'm Peep shaming.
I think they have peep shaming. I think they're gross.
So I went through Twitter to see, like, because I just couldn't believe anybody likes them, and I thought I didn't think any of us would either. But apparently, we have a big peep fan over here.
Your mother loves them, Tim.
Yeah, she's not. That's meh.
Oh, she's faking?
I
She's
don't
a
know.
poser?
She does like them. I just don't understand.
Okay.
Well, here are some tweets.
She's also like she'll go to any ice cream shop in the whole world and order a small vanilla cone. So like her opinion on flavors is just kind of bland to me. You know.
Okay. But go where you were going.
Well, I would just kind of want to know what other people think, so I was kind of looking up peep tweets on
Peep
Twitter.
tweets. Do.
Yeah. And these
See
are
what
some
people
tweets.
are peeping about.
Other uses for peeps.
I like that.
Mouth guard, shoe lifts, doorstop.
Wait, shoe lifts?
Shoe lifts.
I don't
use your peeps. The other things to do with peeps.
I don't understand
Since you're
what
not
a
gonna,
shoe lift
Since
is.
you're not going to eat them. Oh, to make yourself taller. You know, you put them in your shoes.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, let me finish. Badminton shuttlecock and tiny British hat.
These are all dumb.
Things to do with peeps. Yes. No.
Oh, I got a good one.
Here-
Throw them in the trash.
Yeah. Save you the time. Here's some more tweets. People complain a lot about peeps, but when I really want to eat something slightly toxic and also glittery, they're the first thing I reach for.
Well,
Oh, I know the true meaning of Easter. I've been putting peeps on car antennas since 1999.
Nice.
Another good use for them.
Yeah, it is.
Since you're not
I
going to eat
actually
them.
like that one.
I like that too.
My kids say they're running away if I put peeps in their Easter baskets again this year. Challenge accepted.
this is all bullshit.
likes
I'm upset by this. There's positive Peep tweets out there, I guarantee you.
My wife asked me if I'm getting a lot done without them around. I said there's a video on YouTube that shows how many peeps a bullet can go through.
You're only taking the negative.
Yep.
Thanks,
No,
CNN. Thank you, CNN.
I exposed some marshmallow peeps to the air for 0.3 seconds, and they turned into granite.
Do you want to know?
That's what's good about them. That one I like. That was a positive one.
Do you want to know the first link that came up when I Googled positive peep tweets?
I don't know.
Goth angel sinner.
Okay. Well, that obviously was
Well,
not
that leads
correct.
me to my last tweet, which
Oh.
Jesus made Easter possible, and the devil made peeps possible.
There you go.
These are all dumb. I guarantee you there's a Peeps fan club that where people like Peeps. I'm not alone in this. They sell billions of the things.
It's unbelievable that they do.
And most of them end up in a
Where else
landfill.
can you get a delicious snack for 99 cents for 4 rows?
I feel like they should make ones that are frogs, as in spring peepers.
Well, see, I like that idea, and they have the green already figured out. And did you notice they do make them for other seasons now? Like now there are Peep snowmen and Peep Santas and Peep Christmas trees,
Unfortunately.
and there's little Peep bats and pumpkins.
Terrible all year round.
Wow. Well, with your bad attitude and just
I'm sorry.
I'm
not a fan of peeps.
Good,
That's all I'm
like
trying
how
to
much-
say.
good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.